Alright, we are gonna get back on the saddle here with a triple NPHx3 draft. And I've actually only done one of these and did horribly, but gotta get some of the new stuff somehow, and haven't made any videos in a while, so this will just be, hopefully this will just be for some fun. And hopefully we're not 0-2 and out, because that would be quite boring. But if it is, you guys have my word, I will post videos anyways. You can all laugh at me. Alright, let's see what we got. We got a crap rare. We've got Tezzret's Gambit is pretty good. What's jumping out at me here? Grim Affliction is a card that I like a lot. Porcelain Legionnaire is also quite good. It's aggressive, and it's also good in a defensive deck. There really just isn't a lot in here. You could take the Tezzret's Gambit, but I think that's way worse than either of these other cards. So the question is, do we want to take Grim Affliction or Porcelain Legionnaire? And even though normally I lean towards removal, I think the Porcelain Legionnaire is actually the better card. The only other white card in here is Suture Priest, and that's not very exciting. Grim Affliction's fine, but it's not top flight removal. There's a lot of... Generally, decks tend to be pretty removal heavy, and the Phyrexian card doesn't commit us to anything, so we're going to just take the Legionnaire and see where that takes us. Hopefully into a second Legionnaire. No Legionnaire. Somebody just took the rare out of this pack, so we shouldn't read too much in any signals. Forced Worship actually is not very good in the times that I've played it, because so many decks are I don't know, playing like Spinethopters and things like that. The format's pretty fast. This is better in like a really controlling deck that really doesn't care if your opponent's creatures can block, that sort of thing. The Blighted Agent is quite good, but I'm not trying to play Infect. This is a pretty bad card. This card's pretty bad as well. There's nothing exciting in this pack at all. The best card is probably the Spire. I think I'm probably going to take this Spire Monitor. It's a decent trick. It's hard to play around. Big flyer. I mean, there's nothing really exciting in this pack, so we're just going to take the Spire Monitor and try to get there. Xenograph is pretty bad. What does this do? I've never seen this card. Oh, it's the wall that trades with whatever it blocks. That's not bad. Not a third pick card, especially when we're not even really white. Trying to stay open. Psychic Barrier could be okay, but I feel like we could get one a lot later. This card's pretty insane. Even if you only use it defensively, it's quite hard to beat through. It really comes down to, I think, Razor Swine or Pristine Talisman. This card is also quite good. It's a great finisher for like a control deck, but I don't know how viable that is. I'm really leaning towards Pristine Talisman. Man, the Razor Swine's really good too, though. Pristine Talisman, yeah, we're gonna take that. Keep going. Remember the Fallen is very good. Spinethopter is outstanding, and we're probably playing blue. Not that that really matters. Foil Artillerize is pretty good. Parasitic Implant's a card I like a lot. Kills any creature for 4 mana, although it is quite slow, and our deck is probably going to be quite slow given these two cards. I guess it's not too late to go aggro. This is a fine finisher in an aggro deck. But there's nothing in here. Well, the Spinethopter is a pretty aggressive pick. This is more a controlling pick for card advantage. It's like Morbid Plunder. I think the pick here is between Spinethopter and Remember the Fallen. Spinethopter is just better. It's evasive, gets some hits in, trades with some other flyers. We're gonna take that card. We could probably get Remember the Fallen later. Here we're excited to see another Legionnaire and sad to see a Blinding Soul Eater in the same pack. So white is probably pretty open. Either that or this pack was just insane. There's a lot of very good cards in here, like Mutagenic Growth. And this defensive stance is insane because you can put it on one of these and have a 2/2. So obviously defensive stance is quite broken. This card's fine actually, but yeah, it's really between the Legionnaire and the Blinding Soul Eater. I really am not serious about defensive stance, just in case you were wondering. I have played with Soul Eater and found it to be not as good. Porcelain Legionnaire is pretty big game, so we're going to take him. We still only have one technically colored card, and that's Spire Monitor, so we're still pretty open here. Here I think the best card is by far the Forced Worship. Although it's not shaping up to be very good in this deck. Is there anything else we could take? Mutagenic Growth, maybe, be an okay trick. Forced Worship is still okay. It's not very good against... I mean, we've got flyers, so we could use Forced Worship on the ground guys, and then get in there with a couple flyers. I don't really like Mutagenic Growth, but I think it's better than Forced Worship here. I'm just going to take it. Vault Scourge is very good, even in a non-black deck. This card's good because it flies and it usually gets in for the 2 points you spend on it. The other option is Shattered Angel. I've never seen this card. Yeah, we're definitely taking this card. 3/3 flyer for 5, and it's pretty much nuts. Yeah, I think that's better than any of these other cards. Yeah, we'll take that guy and just move head on into white-blue. Chain Throat Seeker, interesting. 5/5 Infect, likely Defender. That could be okay. I kind of like this card, but especially if we're gonna get more like evasive type guys, this guy holds the ground really, really well. Suture Priest is also good, but not a lot of decks play like a ton of creatures, so, and it doesn't really trade with anything. Numbing Dose is kind of removal. We are a little light on removal. Yeah, we'll take the Numbing Dose. It's okay. And now our original pack wheeled, and we've got the same choice. I think I'd rather have one of these dudes more so than a second Numbing Dose. Doesn't untap. It doesn't tap the creature. So it's basically Bonds of Quicksilver and they lose 1 life. Yeah, that's not... I probably won't even play one of those. I'll take one of these and just hang on to it. Target permanent becomes an artifact and it cycles. I don't really have anything that interacts well with that. These cards are all horrible. I will just take the blue card to signal properly. I could take the Betrayers, but I'm pretty good against that sort of card already, so we'll just take that so that nobody sees a blue. Xenograft is a rare. Phyrexian Hulk could be good. A 5/4 for 6 is probably better than the only choice is between that and Lost Leonin, which could potentially trade with someone else's card later.